Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms or talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as a link to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks. Live Sunday, we're going to be watching the game together. We're going to do a live game reaction, and directly after that, we'll be doing a live radio show. Okay, call in. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. So, with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets' upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. Listen, there's quite a bit at stake here, okay? I'm a week-to-week guy, but the New York Jets are in the playoff hunt, okay? We have a chance. We're playing meaningful games in December. We're trying to find our way to get back into, the playoff seeding. Right now, as of right now, I believe we're still on the outside looking in, but there's some football left to play. And if we can string together some wins, it will definitely put us in a better position to possibly slide into, a seed within the playoffs. So we're trying to keep things focused and keep things going. Now, with that said, for those of you that do not know, Mike White is out for the upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. All right, now, Mike White is out due to the rib injury that he suffered against the Bills. We all saw him just getting destroyed, hit constantly. Such a lack of protection in that game. Matt Milano almost sawed him in half with a hit. That was completely crazy. Now, Mike White did go see, he did go to a hospital after the game to get checked up, and they did an x-ray and, allowed him to go home with the team on the plane. But when he got back to the facility, as the week continued on, he sat down and had more scans and x-rays done with the team doctor. And they looked at it and said, hey, they cleared him for practice, but they wouldn't clear him for contact. So they wouldn't clear him to play. Now, Mike White is a tenacious dude, okay? And he wants to play. So much so, Mike White sought the advice of 10 other doctors outside of the, just the team doctor to find somebody that would clear him to play with the injury that he suffered to his ribs. And all of those doctors said, I'm not clearing you to play either. So even after 10 doctors, still, couldn't play. So Zach Wilson is now the New York Jets starting quarterback for this upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. Now, Zach as well has been prepared. We all know that he was put in the number 2 QB seat recently. But, this upcoming week, Sella talked about how they've given him all the, first team reps. He's ready to go. And this is going to be a very interesting situation because, I'm a Zach Wilson guy, but I'm also a realist. Zach Wilson was playing very bad before we benched him. That game against the Patriots, that last one, and then it was stuff that he, said off the field as well during the post-game press conferences with the media that really set things off, issues between him and the team, which he apologized for. And that's when Mike White got his start because they sat him down and said, hey, he needed a reset. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what Zach Wilson looks like after coming back from the reset. Is he ready to go? Are his mechanics together? Can he get the football out of his hands quickly? Can he decipher things quickly? I think that's going to be one big thing as well that I want to see from Zach Wilson. And also, how's the offense going to look under him? You know what I mean? Like, look, Elijah Moore was just non-existent within the offense before Mike White came in and was able to get him the football. Can Zach Wilson get things together and allow this offense to continue to function the same way that it functioned under Mike White? That's what we're asking, that's what we want to see out of Zach Wilson. Get the ball out of your hands quickly, hit your check downs, don't come back trying to play hero ball, be accurate with the ball, hit guys wide open screens, make sure you hit those, don't throw those in the dirt. That's what we want to see out of Zach Wilson. So it's a lot of big questions, but the big thing is this is a huge opportunity for Zach because this allows him to rewrite his story. If Zach Wilson comes back and looks solid against the Detroit Lions, they've already talked about how more than likely Mike White probably is not going to start against the Jags because it's going to be in a short week. If Zach Wilson can string together 2 games where this offense looks good under him and he's competent, there's a chance, I say a chance, that they might give this guy, the nod to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season until, the wheels fall off, right? Which would give him a huge opportunity to really turn things around in his career. Now, they've been very clear as well, Sulla, especially talking about Zach Wilson. They've talked about they want to see him be on the field at some point this season. That's what they talked about even during the reset. He's never sat down and named Mike White the starter for the rest of it. He never did it. He wouldn't do it. Even though he was badgered and pressured by the fans and the media, he would never do it. So this could be the opportunity where Zach Wilson could string one or two games together and look really good, 2 games together and look really good. And they say, hey, let's continue to see what this young kid has. Let's see if he's the guy that we all hope that he could be when we drafted him. Again, keep in mind, Joe Douglas has a vested interest in this guy succeeding here. That was the quarterback that he chose. All right, so we'll see. I'm not big on losing your starting job due to injury, but they've been very clear that they want to see Zach Wilson again at some point, and this could happen. So comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about that. If Zach strings together some games, do you think that he could end up being named the starter for the rest of the season? At the same time, if Zach Wilson goes out there and stinks it up, if he sucks, if he goes out there and he looks just as bad as he did before they benched him or worse, he's done. He's done. I'm telling you, he's done. They will close the door on him, and that will lead to him competing to be the starting quarterback in this upcoming offseason. And they'll bring in veterans, possibly, keeping Mike White as well, outside guys, and he'll be competing absolutely for a job, or just for a roster spot, to be completely honest. So this is a huge opportunity, and he must take it and take advantage of it. A big thing that's going to help us with Zach Wilson starting against the Lions, our offensive line has got to be together. Do not let him get smacked around like we saw Mike White get smacked around against the Bills. That was atrocious. Dwayne Brown, George Fant, these guys have got to protect better. They've got to protect better. Again, the Lions are 30th against the pass defensively. They're also 26th against the run. If we can run the football effectively against them, that will go a long way of helping the New York Jets succeed in this football game and get a victory. Bam's got to come out and play well. Michael Carter has got to redeem himself from the horrible game that he had last game. Got to step up and step forward. Also, Ty Johnson. I'm expecting James Robinson to probably be inactive again this upcoming week. So we'll see what happens with that. Man, they've got some pass rushers there too. Aiden Hutchinson dealing with an illness right now, so he's questionable. James Houston is their other guy as well that we got to look out for, especially with Barnes, their linebacker, being out due to a knee injury. James Houston's probably going to get some snaps, so we've got to look out for that. You look at our wide receiver core, man, Corey Davis out again, okay? I don't know what's going on with Corey Davis. I gave him a call. He didn't pick up the phone this week. So we'll see what happens. But again, he's out due to that concussion. You got Elijah Moore in the game. I want to see, like Mike LaFleur, find a way to continue to get the football in this guy's hands. All these calls to Braxton Berrios, all these plays we run for him, give them to Elijah Moore. I do not see why Elijah Moore isn't constantly getting end arounds or bubble screens or something to get the football in his hands, all right? All those plays called for Braxton Berrios need to go to Elijah Moore. So much more of a dynamic receiver. Garrett Wilson also continue to feed the ball again with Mims. Mims is going to be playing this game pretty much because Corey Davis ain't playing either. And I want to see our tight end usage be much better. Tyler Conklin needs the football in his hands as well. And for the love of goodness, can we find C.J. Uzomah in the passing game more often? I mean, come on. Mike LaFleur's got to step up, especially in the red zone. He's got to clean up his play calling, all right? Now you look at us defensively. Listen, the Lions have a really good offense, okay? They're 9th passing, 11th in rushing. Jared Goff is letting it be known. He'll light up the sky if you don't watch it. We've got to get our rush on Goff. Now, again, Quinnen Williams is questionable due to that calf injury. He's out there, we saw him kind of stretching on the practice field. I don't know if he's going to play at this point. If he doesn't, again, they've called up Tanzil Smart. So I'm guessing that Quinnen probably is not going to want to play. I do not want to see him out on the field until he's fully healthy or fully ready to go anyway. They've called up Tanzil Smart from the practice squad, so he's a guy that can fill in there. We got Rankins, we got Lawson, we got Jermaine Johnson, we've got Huff, we got all these guys. Our pass rush must be intense in this game. We've got to get after Goff. Do not give him a lot of time back there to find guys and dissect our defense, throw the football. That cannot happen. Now, they do have weapons at wide receiver with Brown and Chark. Listen, DJ Reed and Sauce. Here's another another challenge. And I think that they're going to conquer this challenge. Michael Carter II, though, has got to be more competent than he was against the Bills. These pass interference penalties that he's getting and giving up a lot of yardage, he's got to clean that stuff up, especially coming into this week, because I'm pretty sure they're going to target him as well, because they got some decent slot receivers. But I think our corners are going to be able to lock down on them. Now, they run the football heavy as well, too. Jamal Williams is a guy that really is having a solid season. He's already got over 800 yards for them. He's also a guy that comes out the backfield and catches the football. So you got to look out for this guy, too, in the passing game. They also got D Swift as well, young back, really doing his thing there, too. Now, on the offensive line side, they're dealing with a situation where Ragu, their center, has a foot injury. He's questionable for the game. He might not play. That could help us, especially with our pass rush. You get that backup center in there and just toss him around like a rag doll. That would be big. Another thing that is annoying me as well with these New York Jets, the penalties helping extend offensive drives. That's got to be done deal, okay, this week. You can't have that, all right? We saw it last week with Mosley with the encroachment. We've seen it, roughing the passer calls on the fourth down or third downs that have helped extend teams' drive. You cannot do this week. And as well for the New York Jets, they've signed Hamza Nasruddin to the active roster as well. They cut Will Parks, but they were able to get him back and put him on the practice squad. So those are some of the movements that we've made there. So with that all said and done, man, I am taking the New York Jets to beat the Lions. I'm taking the Jets to beat the Detroit Lions 28-21. 28-21, I'm taking the Jets in this football game. I think our defense is going to play well. I think Zach is going to be able to hold the fort. I think the thing that really is going to step forward is our running game is going to be much better than it was last week. I think that really is going to kind of change what we do offensively here and really get back to the power running football team that we are. Being effective on the ground is going to be huge for us. And I think that Zach is going to be okay. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to be all right. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about Zach being the starter for this football game? What do you folks expect from him? What are your thoughts about our defense? Do you think our pass rush will be able to really get to Goff even if Quinnen Williams doesn't play? What are your thoughts about our secondary as well and our matchup with Jamal Williams? He's going to be running the football hard. Do you think we'll be able to shut him down? Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. You folks have a good one. Peace.